At local news, we do a lot more feature-y kind of stories. You know, there's only so much about New Jersey that you could specifically go to. You know, at the national station, it's more about, like, issues that are affecting all of the world or all of the country. So, at the local station, you know, sometimes we do this little segment called Around the Country, where we take headlines of big stories that are happening, you know, all around the country. The producer picked this story about teen sexting in Washington State. This story was about this school that was outlawing sexting on the school's campus. No sexting allowed in schools, students. This is like foreign territory to me because when I was in high school, I had my very first cell phone when I was a junior. And it didn't send text messages, it just made calls. They did like a national survey where 1 in 5 teens sexts, and like 1 in 10 sexts with somebody that they don't know. I remember like a couple years ago or like last year, I don't remember when. Oh, time is like a blur these days. I was over at my friend's house and I was like, her little sister came in and she showed me her cell phone. Like, she got these guys' numbers from MySpace and they would send her, like, cock shots. And she showed me them. I was like, oh, cool. And, like, one of them was a video. Oh, my God. One of them was a video of the guy, like, he started, like, at his face and then he, like, kept going down and he was just, like, going for it. Sent her the underball area. Oh my God. I was like, what? She's like, isn't that hot? I'm like, not the underball area. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Underball is for couples in relationships. You don't want to show your underball the first meeting, the first time you're introduced to the wang. I was like, why do you have all of these? She's like, oh, you know, like, I just get them from guys, like, on MySpace and they send them to me. And I'm like, why, though? Like, why? These are guys you don't know, and they're sending you pictures of their dicks. The thing about sexting, number one, I'm worried that it's gonna make Webster's dictionary because the fucking word bromance is now in the dictionary. It's now so common. It's just a very commonplace thing to use. There have been laws made about teen sexting because if you're sending a photo of yourself and you're underage, that's technically distribution of child pornography. And anybody caught looking at it, possession. So why do people do it? Why do kids do it? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have sexted before. I hate saying that. I've always said sex text. Just sounds cooler. But these were people that were my boyfriends at the time, you know. It's not like some random Joe Schmo that I found on the street and was like, yo, give me your number, I'll sext you later. It's like I was friends with it before I saw it on my phone. They're having people come into schools to talk about sexting and the kind of implications it can have on somebody. If you're around my age, do you remember when you were in high school and you found out that somebody, like, got pregnant? Do you remember how quickly that rumor spread? Do you remember it was like wildfire? Kids all have cell phones that all can receive picture messages. You send one picture of yourself naked to somebody's cell phone, it's gonna be on every single person's cell phone in that fucking school. It just seems like, why did it have to come to this? Why did it have to come to counselors being called into these schools to discuss sexting? Why is it this bad? Doesn't anybody, like, just go on a date anymore? Doesn't anybody just talk anymore? Get to know the person before you doff your knickers? How boring has it got to be in that class for you to sex somebody while you're supposed to be learning? I keep writing stories about sexting, at least 2 a week. Something about sexting, something about charges being against somebody for sending it or to having it or having an underage picture. You know, I'm hearing about it more and more. I can think it's not appropriate to sex somebody if you're in high school. I just think in regards to sexting, really, what's the point? if you're not like in a relationship with somebody, I guess, you know? Like why do I have to read that 1 in 10 teens sexts with somebody that they don't know? What the fuck is the point to that? I just have such a problem with this underage glorification of sex. Like the show 16 and Pregnant. And then there is like, it's like Teen Mom 2. I like caught that on MTV the other day. I can't control it, but I don't condone it. I think for like a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old sexting, it just blows my mind. It really does. Why sext at all? I fucking hate that word. I hate that I'm saying it over and over. You go to school to learn. You don't go to school to be texting all day. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on in high school anymore these days. I don't have any friends that have siblings young enough to be in high school anymore. I mean, there's so many other crazy things going on in this world, and like sexting is like a huge problem. I am just so at a loss about everything. Ugh, these days. I live my life in the newsroom, you know. I'm just jaded, and I'm 24. Oh boy. I'll tell you though, that image of that guy wanking it on my friend's phone was just forever etched into my memory. The guy had such a hilarious look on his face. He was like, wank wank, I was like, oh Lord, sir, come on. Come on. I gotta go. I gotta go take my shower. I'm going out tonight. I'll see you later, bitches.